Hi, thanks for coming back to the Fork Drop. Today we are going to do my little twist on the old Reuben Sandwich. So first, let's talk a little bit about the history of Reuben Sandwich. My recommendation, Google it. Wikipedia is great. What I've found is there's a little bit of a debate. Did it originate in New York at Reuben's Delicatessen, or did it originate in the Midwest, Omaha, Nebraska, from a guy who was playing professional poker that just happened to be named Reuben? Or did it originate in Omaha, Nebraska, from the guy that served Reuben the sandwich? Look it up. We'll take a vote on it in the comments. So first, of course, let's go through our ingredients. I've got a little bit of twist on this. The basic ingredients of a classic traditional Reuben. Got your rye bread, got your corned beef, got your sauerkraut, got your Swiss cheese, and a dressing, which again, the debate continues. Is it just Thousand Island or is it Russian sauce? So here's what I'm gonna do for mine. You can go with a Russian seedless rye or the old classic marbled rye. I recommend that you get to the deli early, get the slice one, and that way you don't have to beat up an old lady for the last loaf of marbled rye. You saw the video, look in the links, subscribe to the channel. I'll get you a really good corned beef and makes a nice little rye. I've got mine sliced kind of thick. Some people chop it up, some people slice it extra thin, but around a half a pound, third of a pound. Next, we're going sauerkraut. Now, a good friend of mine, Jackie Jankowski, recommended a homemade sauerkraut recipe. After a little bit of discussion, she said, you know what? Go with the simple, the classic Vlasic. Apparently they do it all the time and not worth the hassle. Doesn't taste that much different. This one's a little bit bland. There are some, if you go to some of the fancier stores, there are some more flavorful sauerkrauts. Yeah, like I said, I'll keep it cheap. I'll keep it easy. I ain't got a lot of time. Let's do Vlasic. Next, the Russian sauce, or as some people call it, Thousand Island. Now I love Ken's. It's usually a good little fancy salad dressing for the salads, but this Ken's Thousand Island, in my opinion, a little bit runny, a little bit watery. It's gonna sog that Reuben bread down when the sandwich is completely done. So I'm gonna go with some Hellmann's or Duke's mayo and just a little tiny little squeeze of sriracha sauce. Okay, now the traditional classic Reuben sandwich is made with Swiss cheese. A lot of people like to put a couple of slices on each side of the meat and sauerkraut, melt it down. I don't love Swiss cheese, but cheddar doesn't really taste right. But I gotta have cheese on my sandwich. We're in the South, in the Southwest. I'm gonna go with the Fiesta Blend shredded Colby Jack and mild cheddar. It's nuts, it's my own deal. If you don't like it, tell me you don't like it in the comments, or just make your own. And for just one more bit of controversy, I like a couple hamburger dills on mine. Like the dill. Yeah, gonna cause a riot about that, whatever. Some people put it on the side, but I like a good pickle. All right, so we're gonna get, actually step one, you should probably clean off your stove a little bit better. But let's get this going. A lot of people like to use butter. I'm gonna use some coconut oil, a little bit different flavor. But yeah, get your pan nice and hot. Get it good and lubed up, either butter or coconut oil. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the bread in there. You can see I'm not using huge pieces of bread. Next, got my corned beef. Again, check the comments for the recipe on that. Yeah, you can already hear it. The oven or the stove was nice and preheated. Like I said, half to a third of a pound. Get that going. I want to give that bread a good toast, so I'm gonna let that go a little bit. Next up is the sauerkraut. I took it out of the jar, put it in here. You really want to strain a lot of that juice out, because when you warm it up, some of the juice is going to come out. And again, you don't want a soggy sandwich. So heat it up on the stove. You can throw it here in the skillet with your meat. Throw it in the microwave for 25, 30 seconds. Whatever's easy, whatever's cheap, right? Okay, like I said, I don't like a soggy sandwich, but I want to get both sides of this bread a little bit warm. I want that back side a little bit toasted. So again, I've got it on a low medium heat while this is warming up. Onto the sauce. Step one, Ken's Thousand Island. Again, look, it's way too runny. Get that stuff all over your sandwich. It's gross. So throw in a little tablespoon, maybe 2. Again, super scientific. Next, the Dukes. This easy squeezy. Thicken that up. And then finally, like I said, just a ever so slight little dab of sriracha. Don't want it overpowering everything. And then give it a little mix. Nothing crazy. Just thicken up that sauce. And then while it's on the stove, we're gonna go ahead and just lather it up. And some people say to wait until the meat and cheese is on there before you do or they'll do the sauce between the meat and cheese, because heating it up like this will make it too soggy. So again, get it all in there. Don't want it soggy. It might even be too much sauce. Just spread it on. But you want it nice and saucy. This rye bread can get kind of dry, kind of stiff. Ease up on the sauce a bit. Hey, I'm getting creative. I was rummaging through the refrigerator earlier, found some extra pepperonis laying around. Again, get weird with it. Some people will do a little bit of pastrami. Don't kill me. Murder me in the comments. It's okay. I respect your opinion, even if it's wrong. But yeah, we're gonna get that down in there, and you can see, look, it's already starting to seep through. So keep an eye on the bread. Make sure it doesn't get too soggy. Another solution, hey, I got the toaster right over there in the corner. If you're in a hurry, don't worry about stoving it. Throw it right in the toaster. A lot of folks will do that. Okay, it didn't take long for that pepperoni to get up to speed. Just make sure we're not getting too dark on that bread. Meat is ready to go. I'm gonna load it up here to the side, get that fat facing in towards the middle of the sandwich. There's a little piece, put that on the edge. Maybe let that one get a little bit too brown, but then you can fold that over the top like that. And then, like I said, get that fat. There's a little bit of the fat part from the bottom of the brisket down in there. That's plenty of meat, but there's always room for more. Get that going. So that's smashed down in there. Like I said, warm this up in the stove. You need it a little bit warmer. Warm it up in the microwave or on the stove before. You want to get some of that fat, some of that salt, some of that stuff in there. Get crazy with it, but here goes the sauerkraut. All right, getting a little brown. And then also you want to keep it nice and warm so that when we get to the cheese, you get a good cheese melt. I always put it on the same side because when it comes time to fold it over, it gets a little crazy. Again, check on the bread. Still not too hot, but you can see the sauce is seeping in there. All right, it's time for the Tex-Mex twist. I know I'm gonna make a lot of people mad. That's okay, I don't care. Time for some Fiesta blend cheese. Just go right over the top. Squeeze it on there. Throw some on that side. Doesn't really matter. Get a good melt. Still got some sauerkraut. Throw some sauerkraut on there too. Get it nice and hot. Yeah, there it goes. It's already getting a little melt to it. It's really thin, really finely shredded. So that's gonna melt real fast. If you want to, still got it on low. You wanna get it a little bit more melty, cover it for a few minutes. I don't got time for that. I'm ready to eat. All right, final step. Get a couple of cold pickles, just 1 or 2, maybe 3 if you really like a pickle, just to bring out the vinegary, savory part of the sauerkraut. And what's a sandwich without a pickle? Come on. Not too big, not too crazy. Smash that down. I'm gonna cut it in half because it's gonna be a little bit of a mouthful. And then just for looks, throw a little tomato on top. Okay, looks like our presentation's already done. Got a little cut it in half so you can get really good melty cheese if you use that really thinly grated Fiesta blend. You can probably do it with Swiss too, but like I said, want a little Tex-Mex twist. So get ready to take a bite into that. Before I do, you can probably see it's still March, so we're going green here. And Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'll spare you the entire song. This is kind of a family show-ish, but just know that in my house, every day is a rugby day. All right? Hey, none of it matters if it doesn't taste good. So, pretty little tomato. Here we go. The moment of truth. I love corned beef. Cheese is melty. I love the savory of the sriracha. Again, just a little. We don't need to make crazy hot Thai Reuben, but it's good. I got another half to finish, so. Hey, don't eat a sandwich with a fork, but that's good, and that's a fork drop.